Can you believe that it has been a year since I started this channel? I honestly cannot believe it. I thought I'd celebrate just by talking a little bit about what this channel has done and maybe what I want to do in the future. And while we do it, I'm gonna paint. I'll show you some paintings that I've been working on, and I'm gonna work on a new one. But we can talk about the channel and what it's meant to me, and maybe even answer some questions. I think I've had a few questions and I'll try to answer those, but I'm just so excited to celebrate 1 year. 1 full year. Let's get painting. To start, I'll just show you, oh, look at all these brushes. Let me move these. I have been working on these paintings. Let's start where I started. I started here. I'm trying to figure out my landscape language. And that means like how I want to interpret a landscape painting. So this is my front yard. So I started here and I didn't love it. I don't hate it, but I didn't love it. And so then I went to this, and this I like a lot better. I like the way that I've done this, these background and the road and the shadows. I like this so much better. And then I took on another area. This is the road leading up to my house, and I like it, but I don't love it, but I like it. There's things about it that I really like. I love the tree. I like some of this foliage in the back. I like the way that I did the sky. So there's things that I do like. And then I did this one. This is also the road to my house. My thought is that I could turn any landscape into a painting. And what I'm trying to figure out is what to keep and what to leave out, how I want to interpret backgrounds, how I want to interpret roads and sky, the whole thing. But I'm getting there. And so we're going to work on one of these today as I talk about my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. So we'll get started. I've already painted the background, the ground, and a bright orange. I love to work on this, and I love to have peaks of this. And this is just that Bristol paper. It's a very smooth paper, usually used for like dry, like markers and things, I think. But I actually like it with the acrylic paint. So let's get started, and I will answer some questions while we do this painting. So this is the painting that we're going to do. This is in my yard. It doesn't look very exciting, and it isn't actually, but that's okay. Part of this whole process for me is to show like the ability to be able to do sort of uninspired places and still make them into finished paintings that have some interest. So the first is I'm going to draw it, and then after I've done that, then I can talk a little bit about the channel. So that's literally the drawing that I'm going to work with, which I realize isn't very detailed, but that's not the point. The point for me is just to put in some base idea of horizon line, or which there isn't much of, or just the different shades, and some of the objects that are in it. Like this is a stump. There's some trees I want to put in, and this is it. So this is the start of the painting. So let's talk about why I started this channel. I have been doing social media for a long time, mostly for myself. I'm an old school blogger. I had a blog starting in 2009, maybe. A long time. I've had a long time. And I, a long time. And it's hard for me to think about how long ago that was. But so I was an old school blogger, and then I've done social media for work. I'm a director of a nonprofit, and so of course I've done it in that capacity, but also personally. I'm a speaker and a consultant, and so I do my own social media. And the reason I wanted to start a YouTube channel is I got disillusioned by the social media landscape. It's frustrating to me that we are expected to do free content on platforms that make money off of our content, but the content creators don't actually get paid. I mean, some do, but very few do. And so I wanted to try my hand at making content on a platform that actually paid the people who did the work. And the only place that I could see that happen was on YouTube. And my daughter and son-in-law have a very established channel. And I thought, well, they're doing it. Maybe I could try that. Maybe I too could try on YouTube. Their content's very different than mine. We're not in the same, we don't do the same things. But I thought it'd be worth a try. And so I just on a whim thought, okay, I'm going to film my first video. And I didn't know I'd never done it before. I'd never filmed a video before. I had never edited a video before. And I first started with the idea that I would talk about what I speak about, which is community development and loving where you live. It is something that's dear to my heart, and I think it's really important in an age where people think that you can live anywhere. Why should you care about where you live, or why should you get involved where you live? How can you make change where you live? And so my channel started with that content, and I wanted to do both. I wanted to do that, and I wanted to do art. But the art came second. I just didn't think that anyone would really care to see the work that I do, so it wasn't the original idea. So anyway, I got started doing the content, doing both. Now, YouTube does not like you to have two ideas. YouTube likes you to have one idea. And so I confused the channel by having multiple topics. So I had basically community development or self-development or, professional development, and then art. And I couldn't get any traction because I was sort of defying the rules of YouTube. Anyway, so what did take off was the art content. And so I decided that I would just focus on that. And that was like a huge adjustment for me because I was stubborn and I really wanted the other content to be what YouTube wanted. But honestly, it's hard to create content on that regularly. It's hard to, it was just hard to get traction. I just couldn't get the views. And it's hard to continue to do YouTube if you're not getting views. That is, I don't know if that's something they tell you, but it's, when I first started, I watched all of those how to do YouTube videos. I don't watch any of those anymore. I think they prey on new YouTube people to buy into their systems, and it all feels a bit scammy, to be honest. My advice, if you wanted it, would be just do what you want to do. And if you're getting, if people are liking what you do, just do it. And if they're not, slowly morph into what is your audience likes. There's my advice. That's my advice for a YouTube channel. Anywho, or also just do what you want to do. Just do what you love, because that's what will keep you doing it. I when I started, I did 2 videos a week, which is a lot. I have a job. I speak nationwide. I have a life. So it was a lot. It was a lot to do, but I knew that to grow the channel, I had to be consistent. And so I did 2 for 7 months, maybe 8 months. I did 2 a week. And then I got monetized. And so once I got monetized, I switched that and went to 1 a week. I could see that, my goal is for the channel to get, 10,000 subscribers is what I really hope for. I have a little over 2,000 now. And I think in 4 years, I'll probably have 10,000 just by watching how channels grow. And when I reach that, I'll probably go to every other week. But for the foreseeable, I'm here to do this every week at this point. So I'm sure there's questions about being monetized and what that means and like how much money I make. I mean, I think that people are curious about that. I have been monetized for 4 months, maybe 3 months, and I have made $60. So I haven't even gotten a check yet from YouTube. You don't get a check from YouTube until you've reached 100. I have some videos that do very, very well, and then I have other videos that don't do as well. And so, it's all based on views, and you have to kind of get over it. You have to kind of be like, well, that one didn't do great. And you never know. That's the crazy part. You never know. A video that you just put up because you have to do a video, but you're kind of tired. That video might actually do really well. And then a video that you've worked really, really hard on might not do as well. So yeah, you just never know. I realized that I didn't want green yet. So I'm going to switch colors. Yeah, and the monetized, I'm not looking to make millions. That's not the point. The point is to make something so that it feels worthwhile and it feels as if what I'm doing has value. That's in society, that's kind of how we decide, what has value is what makes money. And I also would like it to pay for the supplies. They're not inexpensive, and it'd be nice to have it pay for at least that. On that, one of the things that happened very quickly for me was getting a brand partnership with Dick Blick. They looked at my content, they reached out to me and said, would I be interested in being one of their content providers? And I said, yes, absolutely. I've been, using Dick Blick for a long time, and it just made sense that I would have them as a partner. And I'm honored to have them as a partner. It feels great. They are a company that I buy from regularly, and they are supportive, and they comment on the work that I do, and I just really love having them as one of my partners. Another partner that I have is Life is Good. I've been a Life is Good brand ambassador now for 2 years. In fact, I have a Life is Good t-shirt on right now. I often have if I'm not wearing my very ugly green sweater, which you saw all winter, I have a Life is Good t-shirt on because they're my partner. And so, yeah, and I love their products, and I love their messaging, and the people are super nice. And so that all happened very quickly for me. And I've also had other sponsorships, product sponsorships, none of them paid. I'm going to be clear about that. None of the sponsorships have been paid. It's all in product, but I'm okay with that. someday I want to be paid for it, but where I am right now, it makes sense that they give me product. In fact, I have a big video that I'm working on. I was gifted an outdoor easel, and so I am working on this longer video, which will come out. But so the brand sponsorships have been fun. They're a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. They're a lot of work. And so I'm hesitant a little bit now to take them on because the requirements are a lot, and you might be getting a product, but you're not paid to do the work, and it's a lot. It's a lot to do. And so anyway, that's all to say, though, those things have happened for me, and it's exciting. That's kind of fun. It feels validating for the work that I do to have those kind of sponsorships. So and you guys have been so gracious about watching that content and being supportive of that, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot as a creator to have you respond well to that content, because if you were frustrated by it, right, that it felt like, I don't know, like I was doing content that you didn't love, that would be that would be hard. That would be hard for me to continue to accept those brand partners. But you have been very responsive, and I do appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So there's that. What else has happened? Let's paint a little bit and I'll think about it. All right. So what else have I accomplished because of this channel? I have been I was invited to 2 shows that I had applied for and got in because of, and I really do think it's because of this, because I was able to concentrate on my art in a way that I hadn't been before. And I really do think this is the reason why I got in. And so that was exciting. That was so exciting. And then I was able to let's see, 2 shows. Oh, I put up my shop. I would never have done that if it wasn't for this. I put up my shop, and I have sold quite a bit of work. Thank you. Both designs that I have done and original artwork, which would never have happened without this channel. I would have never put a shop up. And that's exciting. That has just been so exciting to have that happen. And so, yeah, that for sure. And then I have sold paintings, lots of paintings actually, and I have sold them in a variety of ways. I've sold them in shows, which is always exciting when that happens. That's exciting when something's in a show and then it sells. I don't know, that's just amazing. And I have sold work directly from having the shop, so directly in the shop. I have sold work directly from YouTube. So I've had people see me work on a piece, and then my email is in my description, and they've contacted me directly to see about purchasing the work. And that really, when a viewer sees the work and is excited by it and then wants to purchase, that's an amazing thing. I just never thought that would happen. So yeah, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. So that has been really, I just never imagined when I started the channel that, I mean, people have bought my work before I had the YouTube channel, so it isn't that I haven't sold work before, but it's that there's been such an interest, it just makes my heart sing, that there's interest in my work, that there's people who are watching me paint and then are interested in purchasing it is really, I don't know, it's a stunning feeling. So that's been exciting. In addition to my YouTube channel, I have also reignited my Substack newsletter, which is where I share more of my paintings as I'm painting throughout the week. And that's in my description, by the way. And then I also share a little behind the scenes on the videos often. And I've sold work through there too, which is great. It's also where I answer viewers' questions, and I spend a lot of time there. And so that's been nice to have the 2 platforms is exciting. So I do both. What I did realize, so yeah, selling work has just been great. It's been great. What I think has been also important is to realize what this channel is not. So this channel is not I'm not teaching you how to do work. So I may share with you how I have started something, or something I'm working on, or something I'm doing, but I am not teaching. And I think what's important there's a lot of people who teach on YouTube, and they are great, and I applaud them. I watch them. I think it's exciting. I love to watch teachers teach. But that isn't what I want to do here. That isn't my interest, and it's not what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm showing you my process. I'm showing you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And I think that makes me different than a lot of channels, because I think a lot of channels, they are teaching, and mostly what they're teaching is what worked for them, and then they teach that process. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to continue learning myself and take you along on that learning journey. And so I realized that makes me a little bit different as a channel, as opposed to the channels that are strictly teaching. Now, do I show you things that, like, I did a video on my studio notebook, my experiment log, and I will do videos like that when I start to incorporate something into my practice that I'm particularly loving. I will share what that is in a video, because I think that's part of what I'm trying to show is like, what am I using? What am I doing? And I think what I have found is you like that. You like that, you admire that I'm sharing as I go along. And I think, yeah, I think I'll continue to do that. But I won't be teaching. That isn't something that's going to happen here. A technique or I'm not going to do that, I don't think. I'm happy to do paint-alongs where I'm painting and then you paint too, whatever you're painting. I think that's great. But that's also still not teaching, right? That's still not teaching. I run, and what you might not know is in my day job, I have run an arts incubator where I help artists with their business. So I have things I can share, and those might get dropped along the way, but that's not the same as actual teaching, right? I think those are different. So it's good to know what you're not, right? It's good to know what you're not. And I think that for me, having that understanding that I'm not here to teach has been good for me, because it helps me to stay focused on what it is that I do want to do, right? What is it that I do want to do? And mostly it's to paint with you. Mostly it's to paint and to show the process of my painting and to work things out with you and ask you for advice when I'm working on a series of where I should go and what I should do. That's kind of what I love. I love the feedback I get. I love to take you along on this, on this journey. And then also to, share bits of my life and who I am behind, not just the artist, but who I am as a person. I think that's interesting. So I had some questions and that I've gotten along the way, and I thought I would go ahead and answer those. So some of the questions I've gotten are, why do I work on multiple studies? Like, why do I work on the same subject matter over and over? And I would say that is because with anything, how you get better at something is by doing it multiple times. The reason I am doing the self-portrait project is to get better at people, because the only way I know to get better at something is to keep trying it, to keep doing it. And so that is why I return to subject matter over and over and over again, is because I want to get better at it. I want to be better at this. And so to do it, I need to do it over and over and over and over again. I think that's important. And so you'll see me return to the same subjects over and over. And it's just so that I get better at it. Then I had someone ask me, since this isn't my actual job, painting isn't, I'm not a full-time artist, how much time do I make for art in the studio? And I would say that I paint probably 20 minutes a day, really. That's to an hour, 20 minutes to an hour. That's about what I have time-wise. And so it's not a ton of time, right? It's not. And I have to know that about myself, like that, and not feel bad about it. There are seasons where I have more time and seasons where I have less time. And so if you're struggling with an art practice and feeling like you're not making enough time for it, I would just tell you that I do a lot in 20 minutes. I do a lot. It's always, so one of the benefits I have is it's always up. So even if I'm not doing work in the studio, I can see it. And that's helpful because it helps me to return to it and to think about it. Oh, I kind of like this. Now it does look like there's water back here where there isn't water, but I'm kind of okay with that. What I don't love is this. I've obviously tried this area multiple times and I don't love it. So I'm not sure what I want to do there. It might need to dry for me to be able to put more or less detail there. That's possible, that it might just need to dry some. But I do love it. So remember, the theory here is that I could take any landscape and create work out of it that, you know, leaving something out, leaving something in, and finding my path through that landscape. That's really what I'm doing here, is trying to find my path through a landscape and what I want to keep in and what I want to, you know, leave out, which is tricky. It's tricky, but this is kind of fun. I kind of like that. Let me flip you around and I can finish up my year celebration. Oh, so my plan is to be here for the foreseeable, another year, another 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, who knows? I can't wait to do multiple celebrations and to bring you along. And I just have to say, the community that we've built, or the people who I've connected to, have been really, truly amazing. I messaged friends that YouTube friends who also have channels, and they sent videos back celebrating my year. It's a lot to create videos. It's a lot of work. When I took the project on, I didn't quite realize the commitment I was making. And as a creative person, one of the things I struggle with is commitment, actually, follow through, not really follow through. That's not really accurate. What I have trouble with is consistency. And YouTube requires consistency. It requires, if you're going to do it, you have to do it regularly. And so that I have done this for a full year and plan to continue for at least another year, is amazing, right? It's an amazing thing. And I am super proud of myself and really grateful for you. I wouldn't have been able to do this without your support and you watching and liking and commenting and emailing and subscribing to my Substack and buying my work and sending me mail. I've just had so much fun getting to know you and following your channels and just making those connections. It's just been great. And it's just heartwarming because in my real life, I don't have a lot of artist friends. And so having them here means a lot. It means a lot that I'm not doing this all alone. And so thank you. Thank you. And thank you for celebrating with me. For the full year. It's been great. And so if there's anything that you want to know or you want me to do or explore or try or experiment with, I'm here for it. Put it in the comments. You can email me directly. You can subscribe to my Substack and comment there, whatever works for you. I want to know, what could I do that you would be delighted by? And that helps me. That helps me decide what content to provide. And so, yay for a year, and I will see you for the next years to come. And thanks so much for being here. And remember, you are never wasting paint.